Welcome back to another NRG, everyone. This time on the arcade with some classic shooting action from 1985. It's Tiger-Heli. I got a little bit of a frog in my throat there as I said that, and it sounded quite cool, so I went with it. So, yes, this is Tiger-Heli. This came out in 1985, as I said before, by Taoplan and released by Taito in the arcades. And it's unusual for a few things, and it's also the prequel, or should I say the original, to the Twin Cobra series. So Twin Cobra and Twin Cobra 2 followed this, and it's got some unique, should I say, traits, let's say. It's bloody tough as hell, so that it sort of set the standard when it comes to the Twin Cobra series. They are notably hard, and Tiger-Heli is particularly difficult. A few different things to mention here. One strange thing, for a shoot 'em up, there are no flying enemies in this game at all. There are a few ground-based aircraft ready to take off, but none actually flying towards you, which is very unusual. Everything is ground-based. You're shooting tanks and boats and artillery and even houses and oil barrels and fuel tanks and various other paraphernalia scattered around the house. There you go, just shot the house. That's nice of the helicopter, isn't it? Yes, 4 stages, span around 4 stages, and you have various different power-ups through the game. It has typically one of those mid-80s looks to it from a shooter. It's not massively fast. Oh, there you go, that's an interesting thing what happened there. Not massively fast, it's generally sort of ponderous in its scrolling and rather basic, with big bold colours, flat areas, nothing really massively attractive about it, but it's functional. I'll tell you what, the sprites are rather nice, I must admit. The enemy sprites particularly are rather nice. You've also got a limit of where you can fire as well. And when you fire, you don't fire like, you know, completely on the distance of the screen. If I sit back a bit, you'll see that the missiles that I'm firing sort of disappear. So you're firing into the ground as such. There's a little mini heli. I want him. Oh yes, there we go. It's one of my power-ups. You collect mini helis, which can do 2 things. They can give you extra firepower, this time on the side, but they can also give you a lifeline. If a stray bullet or so hits you on the side, it will destroy the mini heli and you will survive. It's a one-hit wonder. One hit and you're dead in typical shoot 'em up fashion. No energy bars or lives or anything like that. We have lives, I suppose, but no energy bars. No fuel gauges like you get in the likes of 1943 or UN Squadron Pinch. There's another mini heli. I want him. Oh yes, now I'm fully powered up. Got me 2 mini helis. These are forward firing mini heli. And you can also shoot a lot of the stuff on the ground, which is interesting because at the time a lot of shoot 'em ups didn't do this. Shooting houses and a lot of stuff that are based on the ground, like static objects, which aren't really a threat, but you can shoot them. The fire coming from the enemies is extremely intelligent as well. It seems to home in on you specifically, really accurately as well. So you've got to destroy these gits very, very, very quickly. You also have 2 bombs, which one of them you saw earlier on I already set off. I did that by accident. Well, I actually didn't do it. What happens is sometimes the bullet can hit you, and if it hits the side of your helicopter, it will set off the bomb and won't destroy you. So again, giving you another sort of lifeline, a bit of a shield as it were, but it sets the bomb off instead. So that's the stage 1 complete, with me 2 mini helis as a bonus. That's basically what you get as power-ups in mini helis. And it gets tougher from now on in, because now we're firing on the ships. But you can certainly see where the strengths of the Twin Cobra came from with this early version of it. I had to bomb that. Look at this. How the hell am I going to get through that? That's tricky, and I got blown up. And of course I got hit directly, so all 3 of me gets hit. Both my mini helis and me are gone. It is a very, very tough game this. Stage 2 is extremely difficult. So this firepower really homes in on you. Oh, I had to bomb that right at the last minute too. It's very responsive. Oh, it's got a typical, quite a tinny classic soundtrack to it. Nothing to write home about really, but it's quite, you know, I mean, the soundtrack almost sounds like a helicopter in itself. That kind of thing. That's kind of cute. Well, mini heli. Yep. Oh, as a forward-facing one. And when you die, you don't respawn at the point where you've died. You actually respawn ahead of where you died. So you sort of gain some distance. Another mini heli. Oh yes, back to full power. Side facing. Oh, you don't want to. Oh, here we go. Here's a big guy. Here's a boss. Oh, he's got me in one of my helis, and I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble. I'm in big trouble, and that's that. Oh, I've got an extra life though, because I just realised I reached part score. So it certainly is a classic shoot 'em up. This, I mean, 2 years later, you saw the. I mean, it demonstrates a sort of rapid development in vertical shooters. And 2 years later, you saw the likes of Twin Cobra and Raiden come out and really progress in the way shoot 'em ups behave. This also came out on the NES as well. There was an NES port for it. I'm not sure how that was received. And it also, you can play this on a PlayStation compilation. Oh my god! And that massive bunch of fire there totally decimated me. And that's Tiger-Heli by Taoplan on the arcade, brought to us by the classics of Taito. Thank you for watching. Yes, another, you know, a bit of a classic and worth visiting. I'd say I'd give it a recommend for the sheer hardness of it all. Cheers. See you next time. Never bug. Out.